Monster Hunter Wilds predictably is absolutely giant. I admit it. You knew it, I know it, even a blind man could see it happening, that Monster Hunter Wilds would go up, up, and up. But, I mean, the issues that this game has optimization-wise and other things like that is absolutely insane. And it seems like it's getting trashed for it, which, in my opinion, is obviously completely fine, okay? If you make a good game, that's cool. But how about a little bit of, I don't know, optimization? How about you don't make it 500 gigabytes download and then not a 3 terabyte day one patch? How about optimizing file sizes, game performance, and all of those things? How about that?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I literally just did a video about Monster Hunter Wilds and how the game is getting destroyed right now in reviews due to a majority of the issues being related to performance issues, especially obviously on PC where it's happening. Steam is at a 40 to 60% ratio.
Yeah, this is insane. Can you imagine the fact that this was actually not intended for the PC market in the first place? It is wild how all of these companies are just autistically optimizing for consoles. Stupid.
Where 60% is negative and 40% is positive. The overall sentiment about the game is that the game is good and that they are having massive issues in terms of optimization and performance that are really dragging down the experience. Well, apparently, that much backlash has resulted in Capcom and Monster Hunter Wilds having to respond immediately, or it feels like damn near immediately, to the issues of performance on PC.
By the way, the fact that Capcom, of all people in the world, responds is wild.
Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, you must know that the issues are terrible if you have Capcom responding almost immediately to the backlash. The backlash has been swift. It has been ridiculous how many negative reviews have come in for this game. Even after filming a video not just a couple of hours ago, I just saw even more reviews come in, and they are coming in very fast. People are clearly not happy with the performance of this game on PC, and now you got console people coming out and be like, ha, take it, PC losers. Like, it's a massive cluster.
And again, like, who is the majority of the player base, do you think? On PC or console? Oh, well, it is Capcom at the end of the day. If they optimize anything, it's probably like a Horseman of the Apocalypse type of scenario that, oh god, what is gonna happen now? I mean, this is the same as modern day Blizzard not making the main protagonist a crippled black woman. It's just not happening, right?
Right now, where all I want to focus on is their comments, is their response in on the game itself. So let's get into the article, guys, from the VGC. But of course,
you know what I want to know, because I don't play Monster Hunter. I think the games are cool, but I personally have never played them. Maybe someday, even though I doubt it. I have plenty of stuff to do and play. That's the beauty of playing games. You always have like a shit ton of stuff to honestly do, if you're not Omega picky, I guess. But Monster Hunter, considering it's a Capcom game, I mean, do you log into the game and in the first 5 seconds you're shown that you can buy literally every resource plus max level in the pay-to-win shop? Is that a thing? Because again, it's a Capcom game.
Before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now again, it says Monster Hunter Wilds Capcom responds to performance issues on PC. Capcom responds to serious performance issues on the platform. Now again, guys, you know...
Oh, by the way, don't get this twisted, boys. I mean, Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be a success. People can be pissed about the optimization, and that's completely fair and valid and should be done, honestly. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's still going to be successful. It's like the Dragon's Dogma 2. 10 FPS in a city? No problem. People still played through it, and it was amazing, and everyone loved it for the majority part. It's that easy.
I hate to say this, and I know people are going to be like, well, that's not an excuse, and trust me, it's not. But at the end of the day, man, the Resident Evil engine has been proven to be absolute trash with games like this. It's a proven fact. I mean, Dragon's Dogma proved that as well. You know, the game can't handle open world scenarios, or the engine, I should say, can't handle open world scenarios, and they very clearly haven't fine-tuned the engine to be able to handle that. But it doesn't matter because Capcom is going to want to use their in-house engine because of obvious reasons at this point. But that's besides the point. Let's read on and let's see what their actual response was to gamers. It says Capcom has responded to the performance issues faced by PC players of Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds was released on Friday, and almost as soon as the PC version was in the public hands, players reported issues with optimization, performance, and more. The game, which has received praise from fans outside of the performance issues, hit almost 1 million concurrent Steam players on launch.
Oh, actually, I think the highest I saw it hit was 1.1 million. Let's check. Monster Hunter Wild Steam DB. Let's check. Let's check how many people are doing that, doing Monster Hunter. What was the peak? I think it was like 1.2k-ish, almost. Or maybe more? Man, it's... in-game currently, 1.179. And the peak was 1.3k, 1.3 million. Jesus! I mean, damn, this is impressive. Again, it's like, it launched on Friday at a 1.3 million peak. That's insane. And then, I mean, I guess. Wait, how is this working? Yeah, it's May 1st. Is this, wait, today, oh yeah, today is Saturday. So, right, I completely forgot because I'm retarded, as you all know. So this is just the start. It's not, we are 5 hours away from the new most likely peak, because again, remember, the peak usually is roughly around... Oh, wait, for Monster Hunter it's different? Huh. Well, anyway, in like a couple of hours, we're gonna know if the 1.3 million peak has been breached. I think it's gonna be breached. I think this Monster Hunter Wilds could end with a peak of like 1.6, maybe 2 million even. Who honestly knows? I'm very unconfident about this prediction. Maybe 2 million. Maybe they can do it. 1.5 I think is reasonable at the bare minimum, right?
Launch night, and it's well past that now. The game was at 1.3 million concurrent players, and we're not even into the weekend yet. This game is going to do insane numbers. I don't know if it's going to hit 2 million on the weekend, but I gotta imagine it's going to surpass 1.5 million on the weekend at this point, because wow, it is insane.
He learned everything he knows from predicting numbers from me. It's true.
Now, Capcom has responded to the issues and has provided some suggestions to fans as how to fix their performance problems. A post on Monster Hunter status, the franchise's official support account, reads, if you're experiencing any initial issues with Monster Hunter Wilds on Steam, please try updating your graphics driver, turning off compatibility mode, and then readjust your settings. So they're giving you very basic, they're giving you very basic like tech support answers. And I kind of, I don't know if this is a joke or if it's just maybe PR control until they figure out what to actually say regarding the PC.
I mean, this is better than most PR control. At least they're saying something that's kind of helpful.
Version, but I gotta imagine there are more issues than just, oh, update your drivers. I feel like most people know that their drivers need to be updated because NVIDIA dropped an update before this game came out, and they knew that, right? I feel like most people would know to update their drivers, but okay, let's say some people didn't, fine, whatever. It doesn't matter, man. What about the people that did update their drivers and they're still having problems? And then turning off compatibility mode. I mean, what are we doing here? Do we really have to go through these loopholes, aside from the drivers, to be able to actually run this game properly or even semi-properly at this point? And trust me, I understand, like I've said in my last video, I understand there are people out there that are not experiencing issues. I understand the majority of those people have top-tier rigs as well. You cannot have an elitist mindset like that and say, well, since I have a 4090, the game should run like shit.
I have an 8020 plus 20 graphics card GPU optimization kit, and it is running so smooth, okay? The water cooling hydration farm system, it makes my FPS the smoothest thing ever. The frequency dip is only 0.7 to 1.1, but in the worst case scenarios of a rig killer, it is insanity. Okay? My rig is the most advanced alien tech you will ever see in your fucking life. Okay, my computer is like 5 years old at this point. I'm thinking about swapping it out. We'll probably need to buy a new one for GTA 6. By the way, that's the secret GTA 6 cost. You have to buy a new PC. Not joking, by the way, not fucking joking. Well, on the bright side, my mom has my old PC before this one, and it's already starting to die because that shit's 10 plus years old at this point. So she's gonna get this one when I eventually change it. So very cool, maybe, who honestly knows. But honestly, for the most part, yeah, I can't run games on Ultra. But again, I am gonna forsake all the graphics. I don't give a shit, okay? I forsake all the graphics just for a smooth experience. I'm completely fine. I am one of those people who thinks graphics is not the most important thing about the game. By far. Not even close. Now, admittedly, the graphics need to be reasonable and look good-ish, but, you know, I don't care if I see a pixel here and there. I just want to place things smooth. And if a game is good enough, I'm not gonna care about the graphics settings and whatnot. But my 37 RTX 290 double core processor makes everything super fucking buttery smooth. You need to give it a child sacrifice here and there. But honestly, the 2 extra frame wide optimization settings you get from blood sacrificing, completely worth it.
Shit on essentially everything else because the game's running on shit on pre-generation hardware like 3080s, and it's I don't understand how this is even remotely a conversation. The game should.
Okay, I made up all I said about hardware, obviously. Some people probably were not able to tell that because I'm good at bullshitting about hardware because it's just a random bunch of fucking mumbo jumbo. But did he not just make it up pre-hardware? What the fuck?
Should be able to be optimized, and it's not an excuse for Capcom and the Resident Evil engine to be this bad with open world games, no matter how much we want to love Monster Hunter Worlds. And like I told you, I'm going to be playing that game today, 5 p.m. Eastern on Hypnotic Live on Griffcast, so I can't.
I'm pretty confident I would be able to play Monster Hunter, by the way, on medium settings. Still, pretty confident.
Wait to check it out. It was gifted to me. Shout out to Kira. Thank you so much for gifting it to the channel. But at the end of the day, man, like, it doesn't matter. This should not be an excuse. You should be able to at least still be able to be critical, even if you love the game, and say, hey, there are people experiencing some major issues with this. Are you planning to fix this? Why did you release it in this state? People were not having this issue with the demo. People are not having this issue during the beta. What is going on here? I feel like people have a right to ask those questions.
Yeah, that is actually wild, considering we did not hear bad things about that before the start. I mean, someone probably did, but I did not. And again, not playing this game, but I have been interested in it because I'm definitely gonna watch, you know, I'm gonna do some stuff and definitely watch someone play it on, like, Twitch or something like that. That is gonna happen because it's cool.
Questions. Even if the game is, you know, notoriously loved by pretty much almost everybody. So then it says, in the linked post on the Monster Hunter support website, Capcom has suggested several steps that could fix the issues, including updating drivers, adding the game's folder and files to a player antivirus exception list, and more. Again, I feel like I'm calling tech support. You know what I mean? You ever call tech support and they give you the most basic bullshit answers as to what to do?
I have not been using even Windows Firewall for like 20 years now. No antivirus, no Windows Firewall, 20 years, never had an issue.
And you're like, I did all that before calling, which is why I'm calling you. But they still want to go through the same thing anyway because they have to. It's so ridiculous. It says, if you still experience issues, please also try the troubleshooting steps on the official Monster Hunter Wilds troubleshooting and issue reporting thread posted on the Steam community page, as they contain more detail and additional steps that may help resolve your issue. And again, guys, VGC's 5-star Monster Hunter Wilds review, which is played on PS5 Pro, calls it a victory lap for Capcom's golden age, concluding that Monster Hunter Wilds is confident, bold, and one of the best Monster Hunter games ever, thanks to its ability to stand on the giant shoulders of worlds and improve it in virtually every way. So there are people out there that are praising this game, and I'm sure it's rightfully so. Do not get it twisted. I fully expect this to be a fantastic video game. It's just unfortunate that Capcom is one of many other developers that pretty much treats the PC community as second fiddle. When you look at the fucking numbers, man, you have 1.3 million concurrent players on Steam. That means you've sold at least a minimum of 2 to 2.5 copies, 2.5 million copies on Steam on day one. You are well on your way.
No. Monster Hunter Wilds has already sold it. Hypnotic, you again, buy my fucking numbers course, okay? At the bare minimum on Steam, Monster Hunter Wilds looks to be have sold, I would say, 7 million copies minimum. 7 million copies right there. They fucking won. Mark my words, boys. Clip it. You know I'm right. I'm always right. Most likely, on average, something like almost 11 million. Best case scenario currently seems like it maybe has sold close to 13 million copies. We will see. If the numbers go up to 2 million concurrent players, I would say, yeah, that Monster Hunter Wilds has sold on Steam, not consoles, at least 15 million copies. I think 15 million at least copies. If it gets to 2 million concurrent players, peak players, 15 million copies is my bet.
It's a hitting Black Myth Wukong numbers. That's how popular your game is right now.
But admittedly, maybe it's less. But if it's less, I would say it's 1/3 less. So it's still 10 million copies minimum. And that is because of the reason that there are some kind of free cash shits that you can do here. I don't know if they exist. That's the problem. I haven't checked out if they exist. But there's like some kind of PlayStation free Game Pass. The hell is this? Free Game Pass crap that exists. That could be a thing. So there is a chance that maybe even 1/3 of them are actually playing and not paying for it because they're using some kind of PlayStation free thing. But again, very, very, very unconfident about that. That is a low probability. I would not put my money on that.
Now, and you're treating that community as if they're second fiddle. You're treating that community with basically no, I don't know, like there's no urgency, essentially, is what I'm saying. You guys released this video game pretty much knowing, I guarantee you, that it was going to be broken, and now
Obviously.
you're doing PR control until you basically figure it out and patch the game afterwards and say, oh, we're sorry. Here's a free item in game. Please forgive us, like every other company does. And that's the biggest issue with this. So if you're a fan of Monster Hunter, totally understand. I get where you're coming from, but you should not let your fellow player down and make them feel like their voice isn't heard simply because you may or may not be experiencing issues on your side, or ultimately you kind of want to just support the game and not talk negative about the game. We should at least be honest about how the game is playing, how it's performing, and how it's affecting people that spent their hard-earned money on the game itself. But that doesn't mean that Monster Hunter Wilds is not a fantastic game. And me personally, I cannot wait to jump in on it. So if you want to watch it, please make sure you come visit my secondary channel, Hypnotic Live, where I will be on Griffcast at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today.
Okay, that's it. That was Hypnotic. 10 out of 10, blah, blah, blah. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.